Good morning, Kitchen Witches. Today is Friday, July 10th, and this is your menu and tarot inspiration for the day. I'm Chef Lisa, editor-in-chief of A Chef's Grimoire magazine. And what we do at the magazine is we consult our tarot cards for recipes. Yeah. So we pick a tarot card or a couple tarot cards, depends on the chapter of the magazine, and we do deep dives with them. We discuss what they mean, of course, their meanings. We interview them. We bring them into the kitchen. We talk about what kind of kitchen they would have, right? And then they give us inspiration for all the meals and all the recipes that are in the magazine. So it's pretty darn cool. You should check it out, achefsgrimoire.com. But I digress. We are picking a card for today, Friday, the 10th of July. That's my refrigerator, or my ice maker. Is it bad when it starts to make all that noise? I don't know. I can't have another appliance go south. I just dealt with my garage refrigerator on the blink, but all right, moving on. What's our card for the day? Death. The card of the day is death. How funny. Okay, so my friends, we know, because we've learned the major arcanas inside and out, that death is not really what it means, right? It's not literal death. I'd say in 18 haystacks and one needle about the size of maybe one of these things on my earring is the chances that this would mean a death, probably. But it never does. It means the ending of something so that something else can begin. That's what it means. It comes directly after the Hanged Man. So the Hanged Man has come down from being upside down, has a new perspective on life, starts their journey, starts to continue the journey, right? And who do they meet first? Death. So death is basically putting the period on all the things that the Hanged Man was thinking about. Are you going to let this thing go? You thought about it. Are you going to do it? Do it, right? That's what death is telling you. So in our day-to-day lives, we die about 10 deaths, right? Think about it. I mean, today's Friday, so you're really getting things done, right? You're motivated. You don't want work on your desk when you walk into the office or wherever you go to do your work on Monday. You're taking the weekend off. You don't want to think about it, right? So you want to get all that stuff done. Those are little deaths, right? They're a journey from the beginning of that task through the task, now putting the period on it, finishing it. Death. Done. What's going to fill in the void? What is going to fill in its ending with a new beginning? So that's what this is. And let's look at the way it's depicted. So we have a woman who is on her knees. She's holding the hand of a little boy. The little boy is very interested in death. As a matter of fact, they're probably enthusiastic about it. They have a horn. They're blowing the horn. They're like, yay, death is here. The mother is looking away. Yeah, she can't come to grips with it. Next to them is what looks like a priest of some kind, praying for, I don't know, forgiveness or whatever they need to have in order to put themselves in a state where they're moving on to something else and finishing what they're doing now. And then on the ground, who looks dead, is a king. So this is just to say, common people, children, adults, those we look up to, put on pedestals, and even kings can't avoid death. We all go through it. We all are here as born into the world as one, and we end as one. And so do all of the tasks and the things that we start. They start as one thing. They may escalate. They may collect things as they go. They may turn into like that tiny snowball at the top of the mountain that gets to be enormous by the time it's at the bottom. But eventually, the downhill motion is going to stop. So it's death. It's the end of something. So, yeah, I love this card. I think it's really interesting. So now, going through your day, think about all the things that you've started and are nearly completed, or you can end today. Get it off your plate, right? That's huge. And this is a major arcana, so its energy is pretty strong, pretty heavy. But for today, we're just thinking about get it done, right? Don't put it off another day. Just get it done. If it's something that's been pressing on your mind, pressing on your thought pattern, holding you back from doing different things. Like for instance, I don't know about you, but I have something on the counter that for whatever reason I'm procrastinating on how to put it away, right? It's something that I have to pull apart and put it away. But it's on the counter. So every time I clean the counter, every time I put something on the counter, I got to move it. So I move it here and then I put something here. And then I move it over here and I put it over here. But it's still there and it still needs attention. It's not getting done. So maybe today's the day that I get it done with death. So that's your homework today. Look for all the things that you can put an end to, right? Just get it done. So if we bring death into the kitchen, I'm thinking they're very resourceful, right? So why don't we repurpose some leftovers? Yeah. And I'm thinking, many of us over COVID went into the baking bread stage, right? Where we had nothing to do, so we learned how to bake bread. And most of us with sourdough. So I'm sure you have sourdough starter in your fridge. And at this point in time, we're now 6 years later, and if you haven't figured out what to do with all of the discard from the sourdough, because you keep feeding it until it gets to be too tall for the jar, and then you're either pouring it out, which is a real shame, or you're using it. So we're going to put it to use. Discard sourdough, right? Sourdough starter. Make a breakfast pizza. So you would do flour, right? You would do sourdough discard into it as the wet ingredients, maybe a little olive oil to condition the dough, yeast, right? Or you don't have to use yeast. What am I talking about? You've got your sourdough starter. And salt, you want to season it. And then you make it into a dough, you let it rise. In today's heat, right, with summer, it's probably going to take maybe an hour just to rise. And then you're going to lay it into a sheet pan, dot it like you're making a focaccia, and let it rise a second time. Then bake it off. And once it's baked off, then you can put a whole bunch of accoutrements on it, right? You can do sauteed potatoes, like hash browns if you wish, or just sliced potatoes that you saute in some butter and olive oil and sea salt, right? Put those over the bottom of the pizza. You can top it with lots and lots of cheese and crack eggs onto it, and then into the oven it goes. And darn delicious, right? You've repurposed maybe the potatoes that were hanging around that have eyes on them. Get those eyes off and slice them up, put them on your breakfast pizza. Maybe eggs that you haven't had in a while, crack them, put them on the pizza. If you want to do bacon or tailored ham or Canadian ham or whatever, right? All that stuff that's been sitting in your fridge since the last time you used it, right? That's still hopefully good. Pop it on the pizza into the oven. It's delicious and death would love it. Moving on to lunch. I'm thinking chicken salad. So if you have a rotisserie chicken that you still have to pick a little bit of the meat off of, terrific, use that. Otherwise, you're going to poach a couple chicken breasts or chicken thighs, boneless, skinless. Poaching is nothing more than putting it in a hot water, put it in the water, right, submerged in a pot, and then turn the pan on to make it hot. And the reason I do it that way, instead of putting the chicken into the hot water already, is that the chicken is warming up with the water, and it just seems like it's poaching a little more gentle rather than shocking it in hot water. And you don't want it tough, right? You want it very moist and juicy. So, I mean, that's a theory. I don't know if it's true or not, but that's the way I do it. And then you have the chicken's been cooked in the water, a little salt maybe just to season the water while it's poaching. Make sure that it's poached all the way through. Take it out with a slotted spoon onto a sheet tray, and then when it cools down, you can shred it up. When you have that done, you're going to turn it into a chicken salad. And I'm thinking this again is a perfect way to get rid of some things you have in your fridge. So say you have some grapes, cut them up, throw it in. Say you have some celery, perfect. You can also add some, if you want to roast some zucchini, a little pineapple is nice, and even bell peppers, right? Roast those, and then you can toss them into the chicken salad as well. Because it's kind of, you don't have to add mayonnaise. You can do a vinaigrette, right, if you wish, to make it a salad. You don't have to think of it like, tuna salad or chicken salad that conventionally is made. Do a little different and use up what you've got, because we're repurposing all of our leftovers. So I like that idea. I like the poached chicken with all of those vegetables, maybe some grapes for sweetness. The pineapple is nice. And then you make maybe an apple cider vinaigrette to pour over the top of it. That would be darn yummy. I don't know about you, but I'd love that. And you can put it on a bed of lettuce if you wish, or just eat it with crackers. Yeah. Moving on to dinner. How about tostadas? So if you have soft tortillas laying around, you can make your own tostada. It's easy enough to do. You get a pan that will fit the width of your tortilla, and you add avocado oil and get it hot. So your pan's hot, then you add the oil, it's hot. Then you add the tortilla and you fry it until it puffs up and gets golden brown on both sides, and then drain it on a rack. That's your tortilla. After that's done, you can top it with any protein you have laying around. And then if you have tomatoes and cucumber and again, bell pepper if you have, lettuce of course, chop all that up very fine. And you can put that on top, kind of like you're building tacos, right? So the protein, if you want to, you can use Mexican seasoning. It doesn't have to be. I mean, the tostada is just a crispy vessel to carry whatever you're going to put on it. You can even use cheesesteak. If you have, a steak that's in the freezer, bring it to just about defrosted. You still want it a little frozen in the center. And that's going to help you slice it super thin. And then from there, you just pan fry it real quick. Add cheese, right? A little ketchup. Or if not ketchup, barbecue sauce is nice. And that goes on the tostada with that salad. Yeah, so you're building all of the flavors. You're using up what you have in your fridge. Death, right? Get it done. Use it up. Don't let it sit there in your fridge waiting for when you're going to use it. Just pile it all onto something delicious and call it dinner. Yeah, that's death. Love it. So all the things that you can complete, put a period on it today. And no matter what you do, no matter what you use, make sure that it's nourishing for yourself and for those around you, and use all your kitchen magic to turn it into something special. See you tomorrow.